Ciahoot, everyone! How's it going? I debated whether or not to do this, but here I am. What are we doing today? Um. Oh God. I went to the Holo Live All for One screening this past weekend. I'm still on cloud 9. I still can't believe it. I have my ticket in front of me, and every single time that I look at it, I can't believe that actually happened. So I'm so hyped that I drew a little silly doodle, and then Pixel, who came with me, went like, why don't you actually draw it as an illustration? So not only I'm gonna do it live because I feel like I talked to a bunch of people about this, but at the same time I feel like I haven't talked about it enough. I'm too hyped for this. I'm way too hyped for this. So today we're gonna sketch, and while we do that, we're just gonna fangirl our way through. I suppose that's what's gonna happen. Did I forget to get water? I forgot to get water. I'll have to go get water soon. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Maybe the soundtrack is a tiny bit too much. Also, it's also Deltarune tomorrow. It's a bunch of things all together that make me feel like this is not real. This is just a dream coming true somehow. But no, it happened. The screening happened, and Deltarune is actually coming out. Oh my god. Yeah, a bunch of things. Really, a bunch of things. So, I don't know where should I start. I don't even know that. Maybe I should like explain what a screening is. I'm not sure how to start. Basically, Hololive has a bunch of concerts every year, and one of these concerts are the English EN concerts. That we usually watch via streaming services because it's not easy to be able to go physically. Also, obtain tickets first and go physically to a location that's very far away, namely New York. This past EN concerts, or Japan for the festivals ones, the fest ones. So for the longest time, I feel like the entire community that's based in Europe, I felt like we were waiting for a miracle, and that miracle happened somehow. And we didn't get an actual concert, but we got a screening. So we managed to see the concerts in a cinema. Honestly, I was a bit scared about that because I felt like it was gonna be maybe awkward. I wasn't sure. I honestly never went to this kind of events. I just felt that I had to make an exception for this one because it was so important that I wanted to support this initiative with my whole being. Hopefully there's gonna be more, but we will see. And I truly was scared that it was gonna be a bit awkward because it's not an actual concert that you're seeing for the first time. It's a concert that you've already seen and that you're seeing again, but with a bunch of people instead of a inside of a cinema. And it was not awkward at all. It was absolutely a blast. What the hell I was even thinking? It was like everyone in there was so excited. Every single person that was there was so excited that there was absolutely no time to feel awkward. And also everyone was so sweet. So it was like, it was just an amazing atmosphere all along, from the very beginning to the very end. It was such an amazing experience to me. And I'm so glad. I went there with both Pixel and Mikal. So all of us were like, okay, we need to do this. We need to go 100%. There's no way we can miss this. And we made it. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Just to say how excited I was. I never scream. IRL. I don't like screaming. I don't like speaking in a loud voice. And sometimes I feel like you guys can also tell because I usually have some audio issues where my voice is lower than the music. So I feel like I'm not used to speaking in a loud voice or even considering that, it's even more unlikely for me to scream. Okay? I think I've never screamed this much in my life ever, because everyone was so invested that I went there invested initially. Okay, I was already extremely invested in what was happening. What happened was everyone was so into it. Everyone was chanting so loudly. Everyone was clapping so loudly. Everyone was having such a good time that I completely stopped. How can I say? Being embarrassed, and I just went with it. Also, since this was my first I can say idol concert or idol event in general, I think. I've never been to other events like this ever, so I knew what to expect from seeing the other concerts online, but there's nothing that could have prepared me for the actual atmosphere in there. Nothing. It was such fun. So much fun. Since I wanted to make the most out of this, I basically decided that I had to dress up for the occasion, so I went in with everything KFP that I could. Once again, if you're not familiar with Hololive, basically, I have a favorite, and my favorite is not a secret, she's Takanashi Kiara. And I went with every single piece of merch pin. I made myself happy just for this. just so that I could show my support for the event as much as I could. I've been sewing that happy for a week and a half, basically every single night, and I finished it the night before the event. So in the night between Friday and Saturday, that's when I finished it. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I did. That was something. And so every single other person that went there and who were fans of Takahashi Kiara, they were like, oh my god, KFP! And every single other KFP that I met was so supportive, so cute. Oh my gosh, I received there was one person who came to me, who saw my yapping, and came to me and was like, this is for you, and they handed me a cute postcard with such a cute chibi Chiara on it, and I was like, oh my god, are you sure? No, everyone was just so nice. I did not expect that. I have seen videos regarding HoloLive events, but you know, I always assumed that those were related to the overseas community, because I honestly never had any contacts with the Italian community so far. So I was like, oh my god, I wonder if this is gonna be different. I wonder if the community is gonna be different. No, absolutely. Everyone was so sweet and kind. Every single person in there was just having a blast. We were just there to show our support for every single girl, basically. And it showed. I could feel it, and it was amazing. So if you were there and you heard a KFP screaming extremely high, that was me. Sorry. I basically yelled as many lyrics to Chiara's songs as I could. It feels so weird to say that. I'm not happy with my own expression. Let me go back to that later. I feel like I've been trying to draw that expression for 5 minutes now. I want another event like that. I want it right now. At one point, before we were starting, right? The host went like, "Do you all know how to use pen lights?" And pen lights are this thing. I'm gonna draw this one just for reference while I talk about it. It's basically a stick with clear tube on top. There are RGB LED lights in here, and at the press of a button you can change the color of the pen light between a couple of colors. There's like 12 colors in there. And depending on the color of the girl that is currently speaking or singing, you usually change the color to match the girl, and you move the light stick to match the rhythm of the song. There was I've never used one of these things before. I knew what these were, but I've never used them, and I wonder if it showed. I have no clue. But the point is, I tried my best. I didn't have arms anymore when all of this finished because I gave it my all. I gave it my absolute best. Somehow. So the guy went like, "Do you all know how to use a pen light? Yeah, please don't give it onto anyone's head. Make sure not to smack into each other." And that was kind of hard to do because since we were in a cinema, the place you could move in was kind of limited. So more than a couple of times, me and Pix went like Star Wars war, and our pen lights touched while we were moving them, so kind of forcefully. No one got hurt. Thankfully, we were very good. But it was funny that the guy went like, "Do you all know what this is? Do you know? Do you all know what you're doing?" And yeah, amazing. It was amazing. Okay. I'm not used to drawing these large expressions on me, I suppose. Oops. There we go. Oh, maybe that's because I was forgetting about my own hair over here. Maybe. Just felt weird because of that. There we go. I went really crazy with my own hair over here in my sketch. I mean, I do like messy hair in my sketches and drawings, but... Also, no doubt that my hair was a mess at that point. At the end of everything, I feel like my hair was all over the place. This is always something that, okay, makes my own design feel weird if there's nothing here. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Let's give myself some glasses. That's a bit too much. Oh god, okay. This is a weird shape. Yum, yum. More like that. Okay. I've been listening to Hololive songs for days, which is not a bad thing, but like, could someone save me, because I only have those songs in my head right now. But that's too long. Okay. It's weird that I'm not humming them right now, but do you know, is it something that only happens to me, or like, is it normal that you can't sing something else if you're listening to... You can't sing one track if you're listening to another track? Is it just me? Or is it normal? Normal? Thank goodness. But I've been just singing Hololive songs non-stop for the last few days. What am I even talking about? Okay. I was trying to say something, but then brain does not brain anymore, and then yes. Basically, it means the guys from Inside Out are multitasking. If the guys from Inside Out were actually real and inside our brains, those guys would always be multitasking in my own brain. There's at least 2 different songs in there at the same time. I don't remember the last one that I told someone about, but I think it was having it's probably All for One or Breaking Dimensions and a Millie song in there at the same time. At one point it was Hero, still from Millie, because Limbus Company, and maybe Ego or something else from Hololive, of course, because that was the mood. That was absolutely the mood for the past couple of weeks. So those guys would always be multitasking with me. I think my straps were not that long, honestly. Yeah, more like that. We'll have to go back to that because the feet is not correct. But So one thing that was amazing is that before knowing that this screening was going to happen, I was considering a different to go to a different concert because I didn't know that this was happening, and it was another concert regarding nerd culture, I suppose. And I discovered later that it happened in the same day. So it was like the day before concerts and stuff. It was an amazing coincidence. Should have waited before putting my hair there. God damn it. I mean, it's fine. This is probably the white part, and this is the actual sleeve. I am not seamstress. I think it showed. My my stitches are like that. You could see them. But I mean, I don't own a sewing machine. Everything was done by hand, and I tried my absolute best. So that's what I could do. Every now and then I come here and try in my own mouth, but apparently I can't. Something like that. I was considering doing that. I mean, maybe that's cute. I feel like I've drawn something like this already. I think I did it for a character of mine. And Deltarune is tomorrow. This happened and Deltarune is tomorrow. God damn it. So also, apparently, trying to draw hands, keeping those things close is not that easy. God damn it. Because I can do that, but that's wrong. It's more like there's the thumb picking out here and going like that, and then something like that. Yeah, that could work. And then in here, I can draw my stick, my light pen, my pen light. Every single time that I say light pen, for some reason, I'm not sure why. Also, while trying to explain to a friend what all of this was, I basically ended up in a rabbit hole trying to understand what pen lights were and where they came from, because I realized that all of this sounds a little bit unconventional to someone who doesn't know anything about this. So I was like, if I need to understand, if I need to explain to someone who doesn't know what HoloLive is, what all of this is, maybe I need to get informed for a second. And if you know differently, please let me know, because I'm honestly, I tried doing research on this, but I haven't found that many resources. But apparently, the first idea of a light pen came out because one Japanese singer wanted to see his audience and basically asked everyone to bring torches to his own concert because he wanted to be able to see their faces and their reactions. And in doing that, it basically started the process. And in the meantime, the idol groups started having color coordination for their members. And then in between these, basically they these light pens came out, and this allowed for people to get noticed by their roshis or their favorite. But of course, the one of the most important things, of course, is not to blind your idol. So there were strict rules about these kind of things. And then initially, the light pens were not RGB, it was just LED. And even before LED, basically people figured out how to attach a tube onto a torchlight. But that was not very safe because all of these tubes were basically flying around. Because imagine that you're moving the pen lights constantly. You're basically following the rhythm of the music, and even more when the refrain happens, because you're there like actively chanting and doing stuff. Honestly, I don't know how the actual, how can I say, no, it's not actual, but other idol concerts that are not VTuber concerts work, because I've never seen one of those. But during VTuber concerts, you are allowed to cheer loudly, because you're not disturbing, basically. But there are different rules in other types of concerts. And basically, in doing those kind of force movements, the makeshift pen lights used to break and went everywhere, which was a real hazard. So one company decided to take it upon themselves to create the prototype of pen light that we know today, and they had colored tubes. It was not RGB yet. And then when the RGB came out, the actual pen light that we know today basically appeared. There were different models for a bunch of money. This is still new to me, but the newest source that I found was stopped at 2014. We're in 2016, so 2026, sorry. So I want more. I want to know more. I want to know about all of the different pen lights that there exist. I know that every group has their own. Some of the colors are specific. Some of the RGB colors are specific to the group that you bought the light pen for. So, for example, there are other idol groups that are not conforming to the usual RGB colors, and they have specific colors just made for them, just programmed for them inside of the pen lights of those idol groups. That's amazing. And yeah. Thanks to Pixel that basically brought us all pen lights. Because I wasn't thinking about that. I was that set on making my own, but that didn't work out. I was very, very sad to making my own, but I later learned that it wasn't the greatest idea, both in terms of safety and in terms of time. Well, making my own happy was way enough in terms of time. So yeah, now you know about light pens as well, and there are a bunch of different light pens, a bunch of different shapes, a bunch of different colors. I want to know more. So I guess that's gonna be a rabbit all of its own. And I know that Korean groups are especially interesting with the shapes of the pen lights. I know that some of them are extremely expensive. I've seen some videos about that. So I'm curious. Yeah, speaking of pen lights, there was a group of people that came outside from the rest of Europe, or the outside of Europe. I think most of them were from Europe, other parts of Europe. And from my understanding, they basically did a tour of the screenings. So they started in London and came to Italy. And I think I'm honestly not sure if the screenings in Germany happened already. I know that the next ones are in France. But basically, they did the screening hoppings, basically. And they knew every single song by heart, to the point that, honestly, I was looking at them to understand the rhythm that they were following with the pen lights, so that I could have an idea of what to do. Because I know what pen lights are, I know how to use them, but that was my first time trying. So that was something. Honestly, that was something. And those people, let me tell you, they were good. They were extremely good. They basically stood all the time and went crazy. Props to them, honestly. I didn't even know that you could stand at concerts like that. Maybe you can do that if you're in the first row. and you're not obstructing the view for anyone else. Maybe? I'm not sure. Everyone else in the back was behind them. I mean, was sitting. Everyone else in the room was sitting. Behind Mika Lego. It's this hand over here. Yeah, I need a thumb somewhere. There we go. Also, something that was really funny was that between songs, you're basically it's either that you know the songs by heart, so you know you can be prepared and choose the next color immediately. But if you're taken by surprise and they're like, oh shoot, you need to change color. Most of the time the song will begin and you're still looking for the color, and it's not like you need to look for the color for only one pen light. It's usually 2 pen lights. But the atmosphere was so good. Again, I knew I had an idea on how the atmosphere would be, but the thing was it's different when you're in it. It's so different when you're there, because just imagine you're in the dark, okay? Everyone is there waiting. All of the pen lights are on, but they're not in the air just yet. Everyone is waiting with their arms lowered and looking at the screen as the music starts, and everyone is cheering, and all of the pen lights come out. And at the beginning, you're usually just, from what I saw, you have the colors of your Oshi, so all of the different colors filled the room, and it was such an emotional moment. God, I feel like crying just saying that. Oh god. Something like that happened during the encore song of the first day, because the screening was both day at once, basically. So the first day, 1 hour of time, not timeout, 1 hour rest time, and the second day just after, right? And at the end of the day 1, the encore was Odyssey, and I cried there, which is no surprise because I cry easily, but what happened is that we heard everyone sing at once. The screening was very loud, so it's not like you could hear everyone singing with the girls, but you could hear everyone singing, like everyone's voice coming together to an extent, and uniting with the voices of the girls that were singing. It was magical. It was magical. I did not expect that, but as soon as I realized, because of course I was singing basically, but I did not expect that for everyone else, and just imagine that with all of the colors of everyone's Ocean. just cheering and singing and crying together. That song was hard. It was hard the first time that I saw All for One, and it was hard the second time too. Such a great song. Ah, I'm not crying, you're crying. But yeah. So emotional because of the atmosphere and all of that, and very emotional because it's like everyone is everything is heightened because everyone is participating actively. Like, this is one thing I didn't know that participating in something like that would feel you're participating into something so big, because once you're there, like, there's no it doesn't matter if you follow Holo Live every single day, if you know everything, or if you just started, or if you're a fan that enjoys Holo Live but is not hyper into Holo Live. It doesn't matter, because once you're there, I promise you, there is no way you can avoid participating in what everyone is doing at that moment. I didn't see one single person not using a pen light or clapping their hands when they didn't have any, or when the time was right. I didn't see anyone just laying there and watching. It was impossible to just stay there. You felt like you needed to join in the fun and the great atmosphere, and everyone, I don't know, it was just a nice moment of sharing a lot of emotion with a lot of people you don't know. But that doesn't matter, because you're part of this group that is enjoying the same thing together. Maybe it's just a me thing, because I feel extremely awkward in settings like this, and I was worried that I would feel awkward, but I did not. At 0% awkwardness from my part. So I apologize to Pixel multiple times, because I'm pretty sure I screamed in his ear most of the time. You can just imagine every single time that Chiara came out, or a Chiara song came out, because all of one was full of songs from Chiara. Yeah, I was just screaming. Me and every single other KFP in the room. That was amazing too. Basically, every single time that one Oshi came out, which is basically, which is every single girl in there, of course. Because all of them are loved. And that's amazing. I love that. Every single time that a girl came out to sing, there was 100%, everyone was clapping and cheering, of course, but there was at least someone going, oh my god, Asa! Spin! God, that was great. I have drawn Pixel enough to remember his hair. The thing that I'm kind of sad about is that I lost some of the sketches that I did. My iPad died. Eh. Hi, how's it going? So I basically lost most of the sketches that I did of Pixel and Astra and Leia as well when we played the when we played the one shot. It was not a one shot when we played the Cypher System one shot series. That was not a one shot. It wasn't a one shot by a mile. That was four lives just for the one shot. Oh god. My day has been great, thank you. How about yours? I hope you're having the greatest day ever. I'm just drawing and fangirling and stuff, right? Maybe I can give him a normal mouth. Something like that. Pixel and Mikkel did not scream at all, but I heard the Pixel fangirling. I heard the Pixel fangirling, and also Mikkel fangirling when it was time. Long day, but that's okay. I'm sorry I had a long day. Can you rest a little bit now? Are you able to relax a little bit? Because you deserve it for sure. And if you're not able to rest right now, I hope you can rest very soon. Oh no, don't worry. Absolutely do not worry, because English is not my first language, so don't worry. We're fine with bad English here. Yeah, then have lots and lots of rest, because you deserve it. Thank you so much for joining the parliament. I hope that you have a nice time here. And since you are resting, you can take your complimentary blankets and the beverage of your choice. It could be tea, water, coffee, or you can request something else. I will try to make it available. Do you have a favorite beverage when you're resting? Maybe? Because I usually think of coffee and tea, but everyone's different. I haven't said this phrase in a long time, actually. I love coffee. Yeah, another coffee lover. Yeah, and tea. Yay! do you have a favorite blend or anything? For coffee, I'm honestly not too picky regarding coffee. I just enjoy coffee and latte together. Milk together. Latte is in Italian. And for tea, when I'm resting and I want to relax, I have a very simple blend that's black tea and vanilla. That's so good. It's so good. So I usually drink those. Coffee with a bit of milk, my favorite drink. Nice. Do you usually put sugar or sweetener in there, or just coffee? Personally, I don't use sugar or honey or anything like that. I just drink coffee with milk or just coffee, just straight coffee. That was a bad idea. Let me adjust these eyes a little bit. Okay. Depends on my mood. Understandable. 100% understandable. There are times where I drink coffee because I need to wake up. And when that happens, I like coffee a certain way. But if I want coffee to relax, it's different. But honestly, coffee doesn't really work on me, even when I'm trying to wake up. I just drink it because it mentally it helps, but it's not really helping at all. It's kinda silly. Coffee is supposed to affect on people since when? It probably had effect some years ago. some centuries ago, where people were not used to having coffee every single day. Unfortunately. But never had any effect on me ever. I used to have a tiny bit of coffee when I was younger, like in high school. Wait, sorry. Before high school, I used to get a drop of coffee and a lot of water, and that was maybe middle school, something like that. And you know, we have a strong coffee culture here, so it's obvious that a child is curious regarding their parents having coffee and wanted to try coffee. That's pretty normal, I feel like. So I used to have a drop of coffee and a bunch of water, and that ratio got lower and lower on the water and heavier and heavier on the coffee up until the beginning of high school. Because at that point, I had to travel really far from my high school. So at that point, I was waking very early and going to bed very late. I was already an owl, you see. And so I needed coffee. And I used to completely skip breakfast. I know that's bad. Please don't do that. If you're listening to this, please don't do that. Please don't do that ever. I used to skip breakfast and just drink espresso, and that was it. I regret it. Now I regret it, honestly. But that was the way it was, honestly. So honestly, I wonder why coffee has no effect on me now. One gotta wonder. I wonder why coffee doesn't have any effect on me. But mentally, when I smell the aroma of coffee, that immediately relaxes me, and at the same time it wakes me up. It's just a mental thing now, I suppose. But I like it, so I still drink it. I really like the smell of coffee and the taste of coffee. The taste of the espressos are harder to pinpoint, because a good espresso, it's good. People die when they are killed. Okay, if the espresso is good, It's like, it's not that hard to drink. But if the espresso is bad, then it's too acidic. It's way too hard to drink that. I want this line to be over here. Yeah. Yes. And if the espresso is not good, we turn it into a cappuccino or a caffè latte. It's okay. I just call it a caffè latte. Is it called... How do you call an espresso, a coffee drink that is mostly milk and only maybe one shot of espresso? I know that it's called caffè latte in English as well sometimes, but I'm not sure. Like that, caff. That's the way you write it in Italian. I'm not too sure though. And it's a combination of caffè, which is coffee, and latte, which is milk. Maybe it's called caffè latte? Like that? Caffè latte, understandable. There's a drink like that I tried in Ireland, I think, that was called a flat white. That it's like caffè latte, but with even less espresso in it, and a lot of foam on top. That was so good. I wish I could have a flat latte in Italy. Flat latte, sorry. White latte in... Flat white. That's why I was saying flat. Okay, flat white. In Italy, but I haven't found one. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just a tiny bit of espresso in there. It's less espresso than at least the informative label on the counter. It said that it was basically a touch of espresso and mostly milk. That's the way I understood it. Wait, I'm gonna look it up. We're talking about stuff. I'm gonna look it up. Flat white coffee. It says that a flat white has basically 1 cup of espresso. It's like one... I say cup, how can I mean, 1 cup of espresso as in the restricted coffee thing. It's like... una tazzina. No, una tazzina, it's a restricted coffee mug. It's a small coffee mug. There. This is a tazzina. So it's like a little cup. So one of these, and says milk and then foam. A latte is twice the espresso as a flat white, twice as much milk, and the same amount of foam. And then cappuccino has the same amount of espresso, slightly more coffee than a latte, and the triple more foam, basically. Yeah, for the flat white, they called it microfoam. It's basically espresso and foam. While the cappuccino has espresso, steamed milk. Why is that so hard to say? And milk froth. Wait, that's not too clear. Even online people are not too convinced about the nature of flat white. Because I'm seeing different recipes for it. I mean, it's okay. It was good. It was very, very good. When I had it, it was just exactly what I needed. But honestly, it could have been just coffee. One time, I always think about that. I'm not sure why. Once, I was coming back home from New York a bunch of years ago now, and I was so freaking tired, like so tired, because I was basically the only one speaking in English in my entire family. So I was extremely anxious that that was gonna fuck something up, and I didn't want that. But unfortunately, fortunately, sorry, everything went well. Everything went amazing. But the result was I was so tired, so mentally tired. And when we finally got to the gate part of the airport, there were a bunch of shops where you could get drinks and something to eat and all of that, right? I went to this place and I asked for a cafe latte, and the guy looked at me in the eye and probably saw that I was so fucking tired. I saw that I was completely exhausted and probably just out of a panic attack. So he basically made me the coffee, gave it to me, gave me a straw, and said, just make sure that the sugar is right for you. I was like, okay. So I sipped on the coffee, and it was perfect. It was the most amazing coffee that I ever had. I'm not kidding. It was the most amazing coffee ever. But at that point, I had already taken a sip, right? And I said, oh, don't worry, it's perfect, thank you. And the guy basically topped it off with the slight bit of coffee that he was had left in his jug, and then gave it to me. I was so grateful. I was so grateful, I swear. Coffee just doesn't work for me as well as tea does. At least tea works for you. I'm glad that tea works for someone. But I guess I have some sort of family history on this stuff, because my great grandma basically had chamomile before sleep every single night. And we were always joking that chamomile did absolutely nothing to her. Absolutely nothing. And I'm not sure if she ever tried with tea, but I wonder if at this point, instead of working, instead of caffeine or tea working, I wonder if it would have been effective on her. Instead of waking her up, just having the opposite effect completely. I will have to try. There's been more than one instance where I just had tea right before bed. Honestly, I usually like having tea before bed, in winter especially, because it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and it's just the perfect mood to go to sleep. It's probably not ideal. Probably not ideal. But it's not like I can do anything about it. I like that. Mikal eating the end of our pen lights. But yeah, if you want to know more about anything, just ask me. If I know, I'm gonna tell you. If I don't, we're gonna look stuff up together, and we're gonna fall into a rabbit hole that's deeper than anything else. These are the moods here. Welcome. Welcome to the Palyalkov. Welcome to the parliament. Ah. Rabbit holes are everything here. Honestly, I kind of want to give Pixel his bracelet here. Like he keeps it here. On his antenna or something. Something like that. That's not gonna work. Maybe here. I'm gonna ask if I have a question. My autistic mind is very happy right now. Absolutely, just ask away. If I can answer, I'll be happy to. If I can't, we're gonna look up stuff together. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's been a long time where I didn't like my own art style, but now I'm happy with it. For now, I'm happy with it. It's probably gonna change a lot more times, but we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, that's better. I am stalling so very bad. Let's draw the shorts. We both had Omokat shirts. Of course, I had Chiara's, and Pixel had Kali's. Because of course. Not gonna completely draw this. It's just this is just gonna be a simple sketch of the shirt. There we go. And Kali is gonna be worse. I'm not sure if I can, can I draw her like this. Oh god. This is not the correct pose. She's like sitting, but not completely sitting. She's like leaning into the chair. I should draw the actual chair first. Like that. So we found it very funny that we were basically doing a takamori when we were side by side. So I did try sketching Kali this afternoon. Because there's a bunch of drawings that I would like to do, but I didn't have the courage to do that before, so now I decided that it's time and I want to try. Never said that these were gonna be accurate. There we go. Enough. I think this is enough. One more hand. This could be very leaned behind, like that. I guess that would work, but the I want to make my life even more complicated. Do I really want to? Probably. I mean, a hand in this position can go backwards. Just a hand can go backwards. It's okay. This is just gonna be a very quick sketch to celebrate what we where we went. Like, I need not to overthink this too much, otherwise I'm gonna stay here forever. And then there's Mikal. I'm gonna look up the reference. There we go. There we go. And then Also, I noticed that I always hum this part over here, but it's because of the Undertale musical. When it goes, if a human ever comes through the door, would you promise me just one thing? Watch over, protect the one who comes through the door. Could you do this for me? That lives rent free in my head. So yeah. So sorry if I always hum this part over here, but that's my braining. I didn't like the way the plumes look. I'm trying to learn how to sing, but I'm self. Oh God, how can I say? Self-taught. Self-taught. So I'm trying. I'm trying to learn how to sing with varying results. Thank you. There was another version of the song that was sang by not Kara, Frisk and Spence, but I only heard that version a couple of times because I do prefer this one. It's just personal preference, and I usually tend to prefer the first thing that I hear. So, for example, I've never heard. I know that it's famous, but I've never heard a song in Minecraft that it's called Aria Math. Aria Math, yeah. And but I heard a remix from someone on YouTube. I'm not sure what their name is. I fell in love with the remix. I really, really fell in love with the remix. And after that, I said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I should listen to the original." I unfortunately cannot listen to the original without thinking that I like the remix better. So whenever something like this happened, I tend to prefer the first version of something that I heard. I understand that it's not great, but that's just the way my brain works. Now, the original is still good. It's just that in my mind, if I need to choose between the two, if I want to listen to an Aria Math, I'm gonna choose the remix. But for example, if I went and looked for, how can I say, a Sweden remix, which is another song still in Minecraft, right? The remix wouldn't sit right with me. Because I would be thinking about the original one. Such a weird thing. The human brain, and especially my brain, is something. And Mikal is going to munch their light stick over here. There we go. Very, very interesting. Yes, very strange indeed. Maybe slightly lower and yeah. Oh, shoot! There's this part of Mikkel that is not attached. Oops. Okay. No, maybe this is just new Goro. And it goes upwards and then goes down. And then something like that. I need to practice drawing Mikkel more. But their form is so whimsical. See? Oh my gosh, I'm not even doing that on purpose. It's just that my brain just goes there. Gonna put the other bracelet over here. Speaking of the bracelets, there's we honestly were a little bit torn about them because in the beginning we were like, no, we're not gonna get any kind of merch from the event. We're fine. We're fine. We have our own things that we're wearing. We don't need anything else. But during the first day, we saw everyone having these LED bracelets, which basically had a magnet over here and a stem of some kind, an emblem of some kind, and inside of the emblem, depending on the Oshi that you chose, there was their logo, and then the color of the bracelet matched with the Oshi, and we were kinda torn. And at some point during the break between day 1 and 2, I decided to go get them as a surprise for both me, Pixel, and Mikal. So, and so basically, they were like, "Oh, we need to go to the bathroom. Can you just take care of our things while we're gone?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, no worries." So when they went, as soon as they went to the bathroom, I tried to find a way to get the bracelets. I got the bracelets, and as soon as they came back, of course I went like, "Oh yeah, thanks, you're back! Yay! Let's just change places. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, right? Before day 2 starts." I went out of the room and immediately turned where the oh god. Where the entrance for the event was. I got the bracelets. I went back and I just got them. I just gave them to them, and I was like, "Ta-da!" That was funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just happened. That just happened. And I'm so glad we got them. Honestly, they look amazing. They are like they look like magic because these bracelets are basically just transparent stripes of plastic. This is just plastic. This is just transparent, right? And inside of the magnet, that's divided into two, there's this part over here and this part over here, right? The logo is over here. In here, there is something, LED, that projects light on the outside, where the rest of the bracelet is. So the light just bounces on the transparent part of the plastic, and the whole thing just glows. It's honestly magic. I love it. I'm so glad we got them. By the end of the night, we were basically staring at the bracelets. All of the whole day was like, I can't believe we are here. We can't believe this is happening. But I feel like we finally understood when the day ended, and we were in the car trying to get back to where we were, and where we were staying, and we were staring at the bracelet. Okay. I think this is fine in terms of line art. I didn't want this to have a polished line art. It's okay. It's just a silly drawing. I think I'm gonna do it tonight because I need to go in a little bit, unfortunately. But what I wanted to do is having a really dark background like this, if I can manage. Wait. Oh, right, it's different now. Group, and then duplicate, and then flatten, and then alpha lock. I want an even darker blue. And painting, round brush is correct. I'm not sure if you can see too much right now. I can see better than you guys. But what I wanted to do is, this is our background. Of course, my Oshi's color is orange. So I'm gonna go with, there's a luminance brush that I really like. And this is called light pen as well. What? Okay, this is gonna be the pen light version, but what I wanted to do is this. With a bunch of suffused light over here. something like that. And then it's gonna be... God, I can never remember if Kali's color is red or pink. I think it's pink. Calliope Mori Penlight color. Let's see. This is Hiroha, Ubuki, Aki, no. Iris, Anya, light pink. Something like that. And then Mikal has Koroni. Whoa, that's bright. That's a very bright blue. Well, that's giving me an idea. This is gonna be bright. Wee! Something like that. And then everything else is just the color underneath, but I need to think about this more. But honestly, I'm just glad that I could spend some time here fangirling about this, because it was such a precious experience, and I really hope to be able to participate into something like that or again. Honestly. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to bed for the night, because it's not as late, but we need to go rest. We need to go rest because we deserve it. Let me just see if I can rate someone real quick. Or we can just pick someone. I see someone who is just starting. Or I see a lot of people doing art. Let's just braid someone doing art. Okay. Okay, it's not working. Let's just go to sleep. It's a sign. Let's just go to sleep. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this random stream fangirling and stuff. And I hope that you guys had fun. Thank you, Fire Winry, for joining. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please rest a lot because you deserve it. And keep being awesome. See you soon. Next stream is gonna be on Friday, and we're gonna do it's either gonna be drawing or gesture posing. Still drawing anyway. Thank you all so much. See you there. Bye bye. Bye bye.